Jake's coming out of the closet.
Hey.
Morning.
Morning.
What do we got here, Jake?
Oh, what do we have here? Something hatching. I forget what.
Something hatching. We're going live.
This is the Mocha Sunfire Het Snow to the Platinum Het Annery Pos Het Snow.
So this is pretty cool. Can you grab Dad, actually, if you get a chance?
Yeah.
This is cool for several reasons. First of all, it's the last. You guys might remember we had like 5 of our old school incubators going. And this is the last of the clutches from those incubators. Which means, so like that one's empty, that one's empty. This one, good morning, Jason. This one has a clutch that my kids bred in it, so they don't technically count. Good morning, James. Good to see you here. You ready for another live egg cutting? Here's Daddy. You guys might remember him. Let's take him outside for a sec. So this is the first ever Dwarf and Super Dwarf Cross Mocha. And he's a Sunfire, and he's 100% Het Annery, which is pretty sweet. I don't want to get too far or I'll lose my Wi-Fi. Look at that. So Mocha is actually a type of albino. It's so dark, like much, much more dark than our classic argument we love to have around here, right? Indo Caramel versus Mocha. The Indo Caramels and the Orange Glows are very similar, but the Mochinos to Mochas are quite different because that is nearly black pattern. It looks like the brightness of an albino background almost, with no other albino colors. Now, hey buddy, this is this little dude's first clutch, and he's about, what, 5.5 feet or something like that. He's definitely gonna get bigger. He's only 2 years old. His name's Susie, named after blue-haired Susie. You guys remember them? And the female was really exciting, so probably one of the best name snakes we've ever owned. Puff Puff Unicorn, named by you guys on one of our Super Dwarf live shows. She's super tiny as well, so it's a very small clutch. But she was produced by Richard Bilbo, and he has all the crazy looking stuff, doesn't he? So what she was a platinum. And this is what's crazy about her. When she hatched, we'll have to show pictures of her on our website when we get this clutch up. I wasn't sure if she was a platinum at all, because they don't get their color until later. So the weird thing was, I was like, oh, this is a nice, light, bright snake, but I don't know if it's a platinum. So I kind of like held it back just to see. And then as she shed, she started going crazy. I know, this should be some pretty cool breedings. So she's actually turned out to be probably the nicest looking single gene platinum ever. So really, really bright, which is funny because I didn't even know if she was a platinum when she hatched. So very weird animal. And then she's 100% Het Annery, and she's 50% Pos Het Purple. Okay, now this guy's 100% Het Annery too. So we hope to get, well, potentially, if she proves out Het Purple, we could get, but it's a long shot because look how many eggs we got here. 5 eggs and really more like 4.5. But we could get what? What would that make? Gotta put
Mochinos?
Huh?
Mochinos?
Mochinos, yes. What else? So you could get a Mochino.
Good.
They're both Het fur.
No, both Annery.
So that would be a Snowchino.
Snowchino.
And then what incomplete dominants are involved?
Sunfire and Platinum.
So a Sunplaty Snowchino would be good. It'd be like astronomical odds. Somebody want to run the... What are the odds on that? If I have a Mocha Sunfire to get a Snowchino Sunplaty, if I have a Mocha Sunfire Het Annery and I bred it to a Platinum Het Annery, 50% Pos Het Albino. So to run those odds, I think the best way to do it would be pretend as though she was a Het Albino, right? And then come up with the odds. Is it 1 in 32? Is it 1 in 64? Is it 1 in... What is it? And then double it because you only got a 50-50 shot of her being Het Purple. Really, I just want to see some kind of albino in here. And if we do get an albino because he's a Mocha, it should be a Mochino. Jason's already on it. 1 in 128. Somebody check that math. He is pretty mathy, but that was too quick, Jason. All right, we want to get it all. Are you going to make one or am I? Who's better at making Sunplaty Snowchinos?
I never made one.
No one has.
Yeah, so
might as well be you.
let's try.
All right. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. So while he's opening that one, Look at this. This is something we call like a boob egg. It's like half of it, oops, sorry, was infertile and covered in mold, but the rest of it is still alive and looking good. Now, I came down here this morning. I said, Jake, is anything cutting? And he said, no. And then, I checked again. Don't feel like the pieds, James says. Wow, ruthless. Oh my gosh! That is not a fail. You did it on the first one. Well, that's not a snow chino, I don't think, but that's a mochino, which means mom's a head anery, which means we are in the running. Now, for those of you guys that might be just tuning in, going, "What the heck is going on here?" This blood, the veins, all that kind of stuff, it's just disgusting miracle of birth stuff. Perfectly healthy. Wait. You got to pop that inner sac and get a little breath. There's an inner sac there. And we kind of wake these babies up. It might be a little bit rude for them, but once these things are open, wow, that is a really dark sun chino. Almost looks like Dad. Except that Dad didn't look like a mochino at all. Ooh, hi, buddy. I don't think there's any platinum in there. That looks like just Sunfire and Mochino. But the fact that albino is in the mix means we stand a chance. Somebody needs to text Don Johnson. He's been asking and asking and asking. Any of you guys got his number? Tell him we're going live, and he's going to want to see it. All right, let's go ahead and open up the one that pipped, and then we'll set him out here. We'll get this boob egg going because it looks like it needs some help. This sucker, so you checked him this morning. You said nothing. Yeah. Then I came back down, and it was like way out of its egg, like halfway out. So he's ready to run. Wow, look at that. Sun Chino. Isn't that awesome? So another thing that's pretty exciting about these, I'm going to have to do the math. I don't have her in front of me, but I said that Mocha, Susie is the first dwarf and super dwarf Mocha. He's 31.25% super dwarf, and the rest is dwarf, 18.75. But this girl is 62.5%. Is that 62.5%? I got to think back and remember. Yeah, I believe it's 60. The mom is 62.5% super dwarf. So we are eking those percentages up. And she was teeny, tiny girl. Hello. Now that is a Sunfire. For sure. This is funny. This is what the dad looked like. Wow. Funky pattern I see in there. What's going on there? Strange. Lots of extra black. Lots of bicycle chain-like pattern. So this is what the combination of these two albinos do. With mom being het purple and dad being mocha, you go from this gorgeous Sunfire, by the way. Wow, look at him. To that, which is really incredible. All right, let's see. Now this one, I don't know. It's still got veins. It's very hard. Not a good eggshell. So this is something that's like half infertile, which means like that 30% of that egg, it didn't get to breathe through. See, these eggshells are like a selectively permeable membrane, and they get this network of veins on there. Can you see how bright red the blood is? I mean, it's like this red clip right here, maybe brighter. But that's because it's highly, highly oxygenated, and that network of veins is pulling oxygen in. Oh, are we a public facility or open to the public? We do by appointment. You can schedule tours. You just got to shoot an email to events at, events at reach@reptiles.com. I thought that was dead at first because it's so gray. Yeah. That, go ahead and open it way up because it's not got the, just watch your razor. Guys, sometimes when a baby is dead in the egg, it'll be all ghosty gray. Yeah, they're very hard. You're just going to have to open the good part of the hair. Let me trade you real quick. But guys, this is a snow chino, which is so hard to make. Barely any of them exist. And really, like, to get Sunfire and Platinum in there would be awesome. Which this looks like it's got something going on with one of those, maybe both. But to hit the double recessive is the hardest part. So if we get that, would be like, I don't know, I don't want to rate the babies, but that would be the best possible morph out of our worst possible egg. That would be hilarious. Apparently you're really good at this, actually. Look how tiny it is. Again, it had like kind of restricted resources in there. So extra tiny, but it doesn't look runty, like, you know, health problem runty at all. It actually looks really good. It's got a really good yolk sac in there. I see this like fading coming down from the tail. So I think that has got sunfire, and it is a very strange greenish color that I only see on platinum aneries. You might have got everything on the
That's
egg
pretty cool.
like we literally wrote down that it was like 4 good eggs, 2 boobs, and 2 slugs. So we didn't even count it in the initial counting. I think you might have got everything here. This is at least a Mochino Snow Sunfire. Wow. Jake, I'm not touching that last egg. You're on a roll. Okay. You're all right, little guy. That's amazing. And he looks really good. I mean, like I said, you can see he's a little smaller than his siblings. Look at that wild color. So, guys, you know, when we made a golden child snow mochino years ago now, it looked like rotting necrotic flesh, and we named it what?
Zombie.
The zombie snow, right? So a snow chino, golden child would be a zombie snow. We're going to have to come up with another name along that line for this because, I mean, literally, when you opened it, I thought it was dead at first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute.
Cool.
Holy crap, you did it again. This girl was like, we didn't even know if she was a het albino. You hit another one. Okay, so now that is what a platinum looks like. Maybe sun platinum. So that's a platinum mochino. Little known fact, guys, I bought a platinum mochino from Sal Valleda years ago. It was one of the coolest morphs I'd ever seen, and it's been the screensaver on my phone for, I think I started that screensaver in 2017. So 8 years I've been wanting to make one of these as a dwarf. And look at that. And Jake beat me to it. You bastard. Look at that. That is a platinum mochino. Now remember, the color doesn't even come out until later. And it's very likely that is a sunfire platinum mochino. But we're going to leave it in there and let it find out. I have to look at some pattern markers to be sure. Now it has a very, very reduced pattern. Much more so than this. Which means this might not be the platinum. But like I said, to get the anery from a het to a het and the mochino on the same snake is incredible. Dude, you're crushing it. This is the best odds you've ever had. I mean, these could literally be nothing but, you know, like anery suns and anery platinums. And yeah, with the way our season's been going, I didn't expect these kind of good odds. You work so hard. Look at, what do you guys, I can't even tell what's better because this guy's so silver in his pattern and so orange here. And then you've got the mochino, which obviously is like insane color, but missing a little contrast. We got to take this back to mocha again. Mocha all these, because again, these are mochinos. They're not mochas like Dad. When Dad hatched the sunfire, he had that same background of orange color, but he looked like this one, not like that. He did not look like any kind of albino. He looked like a normal. And we just knew he was so bright, and it was impossible to make a normal in that breeding. What'd you get? Did you do it again?
I think so.
Somebody check Jason's math on this because that's too good to be true. Did you hit another mochino? Oh my gosh, this is like the most reward for smallest egg clutch ever.
That's awesome.
Wow. So light and bright. Now that's a platinum again. Yeah, pull her head out so she can breathe. We don't know that it's a she. We just kind of assume. Oh, wow. They're like cars. Look at that. So we've got 2 platinum mochinos. Either one of them could... Ooh, careful. Where's her umbilical cord?
Right here.
Okay. Yeah, get her back in there. 2 platy mochinos. Potentially some fire, but I think they're platy for sure. So we got the 2 platinums here. We got the 2 sunfires here. One is a mochino. One is not. And then we've got a snow chino. That's insane, dude. That is nutty. That's the best odds on the ugliest clutch ever. What a way to wrap up the season.
Right.
This is the last clutch that we hatched here in house, hatching now. but we've got a lot more to come. And if you guys are enjoying that kind of stuff, stay tuned. We'll have to see these out of the eggs. Someone was asking in the comment section, we want to see the Anery Jamps out of the eggs that we hatched yesterday, like an update. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments section if we should do like a post-shed supercut of all the clutches that we hatched here this year. That would be kind of fun, huh? Run down and talk about all the breedings and little highlights from each. All right, let's see. Thanks, Tammy. All right, let's run through some comments here. Anyone got any questions for Jake? I'm going to run through. It's hard when you're geeking out over ridiculous baby snakes to stay up with the comments. All right, so hey, everybody. Amy Campbell's here. Josh Stevens. Dad is small. Susie. She's awesome. I mean, he's awesome. It's a boy named Susie. Wi-Fi's lagging a bit, but we love the mocha. Hopefully we got back inside here and you can see it. Anery Jamps, Snow Chino. So what's cool is the Anery Jamps were fire, and these guys still have a good bit of that Jampea influence in there, about 25% Jamp. And that's where you get a lot of the bold contrast and clean patterns, and then like these, and then the Kalatoa will bring in the crazy speckliness. Doesn't this snake, it literally still looks dead. That's wild. It looks like a corpse. That's so awesome. All right, let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. Impatiently waiting for Retic Fest. That's going to be awesome. Join us July 19th, guys, through our Patreon. You can come out for Retic Fest. And that's a great way to get, you know, full-on tour of us and everybody. Oh, Garrett looks like Kris Kringle from Rudolph.
Agreed.
What? Yeah. Get out of here. Any name suggestion for a wild-type male? What do you guys think? The Necromancer. The White Walker. I like them. Oh, man. Love seeing these hatching videos, but I'm working, so she can't stay on. Heidi, we'll see you when you get back. Odds gods were kind today. Mochino is only a 1 in 2 chance. And yeah, tell that to Jake, who just cut 4 of them out of 5 eggs. Crazy. Do we ship to Ontario? You know, that's something that's been really hard to do in the past, but now with Ship Your Reptiles, we can. We do. So it's better to get a little shipment together. So we'll probably plan on sending one up there. If you guys are in Canada and you're watching this and you're like, ooh, Reach Out's going to send some Super Dwarfs up our way, some good, legit Super Dwarf breedings, then shoot us an email, info@reachoutreptiles.com. Let us know that you want to do that. Dude, all right. I think you should just go home early. You've done enough.
Right.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That's going to be the live egg hatching of retics for this season. But like I said, we got a lot more fun stuff to come. I'm super excited to see what comes out of my kids' clutch that we had to bring up here because of power outages and stuff. But, oh, Jake, I'm sorry, man. That's a lot of dishes. I don't think you can go home. We got some work to do. We're going to have to roll our sleeves up here and hit it. So we'll catch you guys next time. Awkwardly ending the live.